Hey guys, welcome back to Razor RC. Got another video today talking about the Tekno EB410 and basically 5 must-have upgrades for your Tekno EB410. Basically what I think should have came in the box preferably. I wouldn't consider running my buggy without them, and so I just want to talk about what those 5 upgrades are. The second thing I want to talk about, and what I'll start with, is that a lot of you guys probably don't know that Tekno has a really good warranty program. If you break any part on your buggy whatsoever, even if it just wears out, like your body cracks or your wing cracks or whatever, you can mail it in. You can fill out the warranty card, mail it in, all those broken pieces, and what they'll do is give you a 50% off coupon that you can order the same part from their online website. So I waited until I had a bunch of parts broken on my buggy. You know, you can see in front of me, actually I got a bunch of the replacement parts. About $90 worth of parts. I got a half off coupon, spent 45 bucks plus I think $5 worth of shipping, and basically got the same parts back for half cost. So I mean, this could be anything. Like I broke a wing, cracked a wing, wasn't like completely destroyed, but it was to the point where I didn't want to run anymore. I sent that in and got half off a new wing. I broke a bulkhead, sent that in, got half off a new bulkhead. And this is actually the revised set, which has a little more material to make them a little bit sturdier. Other stuff I did was like my front bumper was broken, so I sent that in and got a new wing mount and bumper set. So all kinds of stuff, you know, even like the hinge pin inserts, the little plastic spacers. I think I ballooned out one hinge pin insert, and so got a new set. So really cool little program they got. I definitely recommend you take advantage of that. You know, really the biggest downside is there's going to be about a 1.5 to 2 week turnaround, so your buggy is going to be out of commission for a while. But if you need parts, especially if you've got a collection of parts piled up, definitely look into that. So on to the main topic at hand. We got my Tekno EB410, and so these are 5 upgrades that I've made to my EB410 that I feel are really, really important. So I'll go through them one by one. The first thing is basically this aluminum servo horn here. This is the Tekno part. It only comes in 25 tooth, unfortunately, so you will have to run obviously a compatible servo. But this is really the part that will fit the buggy properly. I think it's a fairly unusual size, like a 30mm servo horn or so, pretty long. But the nice thing about this is it's actually reversible. So if you're running a full-size servo, you run it one way. If you're running a shorty servo, you can flip it over, run it the other way, and so it'll fit your buggy perfectly. The reason you want an aluminum servo horn, obviously, is that there is no servo saver. Plastic servo horns in general are going to break fairly quickly, and so I think that's the most important upgrade you need to do kind of right off the bat. Second upgrade I highly recommend, and you've probably seen this in my build review or my full review of the EB410, but it's basically these aluminum shock caps. The plastic shock caps are a big pain in the butt. They don't really thread on properly very well. The bleeder holes will strip on you. So get these aluminum shock caps. They're definitely obviously very durable, fit perfectly, no leaks or anything, so highly recommend you get that upgrade. The third upgrade I recommend as being the most important is actually a new set of these hinge pins. So stock hinge pins are like, whoops, not this part. Stock hinge pins are like super wimpy. I mean, they're almost like a soft hinge pin. I bent I think 3 of them so far, but they have a replacement for them. And you can see it's the same part number, TKR6523, but as you can see, these are the super hard hinge pins. So these are holding up quite a bit better than the stock ones. Definitely recommend going with these. Stock ones that came with the kit really don't work. I would guess that most kits nowadays are shipping with this, but you know, if you're still running the original ones, it's just a matter of time to when they will bend or break. Upgrade number 4 that I think is important is basically this carbon fiber top plate here. The stock piece is basically a 2-piece plastic center plate or top plate here. The carbon fiber one is a nice sturdy 1-piece design, and the advantage of this is twofold. Basically, the first thing is that a lot of people are having problems with the mesh and basically stripping spur gears. What this does is kind of tie this whole thing in all together quite a bit more sturdy. Between the top brace and the aluminum chassis, you know, it basically keeps your mesh a lot better together, so you'll have less problems with stripping. Another common cause actually of the the spur gear stripping is basically because of the size of the spur gear. You know, there's hardly any space between the bottom of the chassis and the spur gear, so it does tend to collect dirt, tend to collect rocks if you have, you know, a sort of an abrasive track or outdoor track or something. You can see even on my pinion here, I've got a little bit of dirt in there, so that's the other reason the spur gears tend to go out. But the center plate will help keep everything nicely meshed and not moving, so I highly recommend that. The second advantage of this is basically it's got a top mount for your fan. So basically you mount a fan on top if you're running like 13.5 or whatever spec motor. It keeps your motor nice and cool. It's a lot better than the side position, because the side position is going to be more prone to basically breaking your fan or your body, just because you know, if someone hits you on the side, there's really nothing there to protect it. So top mounted fan is quite a bit better, and so I definitely recommend that. And the last little upgrade I recommend is a part that came out recently from MIP. See if I can find that here. So this is MIP 18020, and this is a brand new shock cartridge spacer kit for the EB410, obviously. And what they've done is basically change the internals right here on the bottom of the end cap where the O-rings are. The problem with the stock pieces is basically the two O-rings or X-rings are basically sitting right on top of each other. They tend to kind of distort or squish a little bit as the shock's kind of moving through its progression, and it basically tends to take in air into your shocks. So what you'll find after time is basically that your shocks are full of air. They're basically going to have a lot more rebound, a little bit harder to compress, and basically are not going to be as consistent and not perform the same. I mean, if you look at Tekno's suggestions for their race setups, they basically recommend bleeding your shocks every single run, which is a big pain in the butt. I mean, who wants to do that? So what the MIP piece actually does is stick a thin little dowel piece in between those two O-rings, keeps those shocks separate, shock O-rings separate, and your shocks are not going to take in air nearly as easily. So basically provides a better seal, and overall your shocks are going to be a lot more consistent. So yeah, that's pretty much it. 5 recommended, or actually what I would consider must-have upgrades for EB410. If you get these, I definitely guarantee that your buggy would be a lot more durable, a lot more consistent, and drive better overall. So I hope you liked this video. Please like and subscribe to my video as always, or to my channel as always, and thanks for watching. Bye.